So I wanted to show you a problem with factoring trinomials by the method that I mentioned in class that I most prefer. I'm going to work on this quadratic equation. It's a trinomial because it has 3 terms in it. And I'm going to remember that the leading coefficient for this is 1. The constant is negative 56. And the coefficient on the middle term here is negative 1 here. That's the middle term coefficient. And what I had shown you in class is that if I take the leading coefficient and multiply it by the constant, so I'm going to have factors of, this is going to be 1 times 56. So they're factors of 56 that add to the middle coefficient, negative 1. Okay. Now I need to correct this because that should be negative 56 right there. Okay. Now, what will happen here is I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give me negative 56 and also add to give me negative 1. It happens to be that there's not a whole lot of factors here. I could use 2 and whatever 56 is divided by 2. I'm immediately thinking of 7 and 8. So if I try negative 7 and positive 8 as my factors of negative 56, well, when I add them together, I only get 1. So I've got the signs in the wrong order. So I'll have 7 and negative 8, which add to negative 1. So now I know what my coefficients are going to be when I break up this middle term. What's going to happen is this 7 and negative 8, I'm going to use them back in my original equation up here. And let me get my little eraser and I'll show you what I mean. So I'll erase this stuff. I'll leave the circled 7 and negative 8 down there for a little bit so that we don't lose track of them. So the x squared stays the same. The middle, though, I'm going to have plus 7x, I'm going to have minus 8x, and then the negative 56 stays there. So what I've done is the reverse of foiling. When we FOIL something, when we multiply the terms together, we're going to have this middle term, the middle term is going to be created from simplifying part of the FOIL process. Since I'm working in the opposite direction of foiling, instead of combining coefficients, I'm trying to break them up. So now I have a 4-term system here, and I'm going to take the first 2, combine them together. I'm going to take the second 2 and combine them together. And then I'm going to see what I can pull out. I can pull out an x, and I'll have x plus 7. In this set, I'm adding negative 8. I'm going to pull out the negative 8. So when I do that, I take this negative 8x and divide it by negative 8. I'm left with just x. If I take negative 56 and divide it by negative 8, I'm left with a positive 7. And look at that, this matches with that. So now when I pull out the common factor of both of those terms, the x plus 7 comes out front. What's left behind is just x plus the negative 8, which we can rewrite as x minus 8, and those are my factors. Now I've successfully factored the original expression, And if I want to check and make sure that I'm right, I can remultiply. X times x gives me x squared. X times negative 8 gives me negative 8x. 7 times x gives me positive 7x. Positive 7 times negative 8 is going to give me negative 56. When I combine the middle terms, I have x squared minus x minus 56. So my remultiplication checks. It matches the original expression.